This is KGW News at Sunrise.
After a 5-year-old boy who went missing last week was found, his alleged kidnapper is set to appear in court today. We'll preview her appearance coming up in one of our top local stories.
And Gresham police were forced to take a man to the hospital in their police car because an ambulance was just too far away. The latest case in Multnomah County's ambulance response crisis ahead.
Also this week is Teacher Appreciation Week, so we put this post up on our KGW Facebook page asking you to shout out your favorite teachers. We'll feature some of your answers coming up here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, the start of Teacher Appreciation Week and another work week. Glad you're here with us on this Monday. Chris, it is a rainy one, though.
It is a rainy one, and it has been really rainy.
Yeah.
So just to kind of, it's not your imagination, right? Check out this graphic. For the first 5 days in May, we've picked up 1.66 inches of rain. That is 2/3 of the normal rainfall for the month of May. We're going to get a little bit more today, but hold on. There's some serious weather whiplash as we go to our 7-day forecast, and you'll see that coming up in just a few minutes. But for now, the rain. We've got numerous showers out there, the yellow blobs indicating even some heavier showers. And as we go deeper into our day today, it's possible that we wind up hearing a rumble of thunder and maybe even some small hail. It's 50 degrees last check at PDX for the breezes out of the south at 17 miles an hour. Again, raining right now at the airport, a few sunbreaks, numerous showers, maybe some thunder, maybe some small hail. And oh yes, it is still continuing to snow in the Cascades. There's a winter weather advisory up there above 4,000 feet. One more day, 2 more days of this, and then the weather does an about face, and you'll see that with the 7-day forecast in just a second. All right, let's get you out the door with a live look at the roads right now. And one trouble spot out there on the freeways, we go down to Oregon City or West Lynn, southbound 205. We've got a crash or a spin out there. If you look closely at the left-hand side of your screen, the left lane is blocked with that. Otherwise, the rest of our freeway drive is just wet this morning, and a reminder as you go up in the Cascades, it's snowing. The road is clean up at Government Camp, but don't be surprised to see ongoing snow showers throughout the day today and tomorrow up there. Guys.
May 6th, still talking about snow, Chris. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to our top story this hour. The woman accused of kidnapping a 5-year-old boy in southeast Portland last week will appear in court later this afternoon.
Police say she walked off with him on Thursday, was found with him Friday, and then arrested. Devin Haskins is live for us in the newsroom this morning. And Devin, investigators are crediting a mom who was driving to work for spotting the two.
Yeah, she says her mom instincts kicked in after seeing the child with a woman. Noticed something just didn't seem right. KGW talked with Cheyenne Stallsworth. She says she recognized the little boy after seeing his face in the news. She was heading into work early on Friday morning and was driving near southeast 151st and Millmain. Cheyenne says the woman was pulling the little boy in a wagon and said the look on his face just didn't sit right with her. So she called police. Police arrested 31-year-old Leanne Osborne and charged her with second-degree kidnapping. They rescued the 5-year-old, arrested Osborne, then let Cheyenne know she had helped find the little boy.
I was teary-eyed when they called me. I was at work, my boss was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine." I feel like it was by the grace of God that I saw him, and I'm just thankful that they didn't take him anywhere.
Police say other than the suspect frequenting the area and occasionally seeing the boy outside his home, they haven't found a connection between the two of them. Police say the boy was taken into protective custody. The woman, Osborne, will make her first appearance in court this afternoon. Drew?
All right, Devin, we appreciate that update this morning from our newsroom. Meanwhile, the man charged in the death of a Vancouver police officer, Donald Sahota, will stand trial later today. Julio Segura faces multiple charges, including murder and burglary. Documents show that in 2022, Segura ended up outside of Officer Sahota's home while trying to get away from a deputy after a robbery. Sahota tried to restrain Segura, who was armed with a knife, but eventually Segura did get into his home. When a Clark County Sheriff's deputy arrived on the scene, he mistakenly shot and killed Officer Sahota, thinking he was Segura. Prosecutors have argued that Segura's actions that night led to the fatal shooting. Segura has pled not guilty to all charges.
Portland State University's Millar Library will stay closed for at least the next few months while crews clean up and make the necessary repairs. Here's a closer look at the damage inside the library, though, after protesters occupied it for several days last week, resulting in 30 arrests. Right now, the library team is working to set up alternate study spaces and remote services. PSU President Ann Cudd says she expects protests over the war in Gaza to continue on campus. And she says she supports it as long as protesters don't harass students or trespass and cause damage.
Gresham police responded to a stabbing just after midnight on Sunday, and they had to end up taking the victim to the hospital in the back of their patrol car.
So the man is expected to survive, but as Cale Williams reports, the closest ambulance was all the way in Clackamas.
Around midnight Sunday, police and Portland Fire were called to a stabbing near 181st and East Burnside. Police secured the scene, and firefighters started attending to the victim, an adult male. Lieutenant Terry Foster said they first saw the victim had a head wound, but
and they also found out that he had multiple stab wounds to the abdomen area.
It was clear the man needed to be taken to a hospital immediately.
This is a critical patient. They were assigned an ambulance at that point, but they were coming from Clackamas.
Gresham Police Detective Adam Wright said they had to take matters into their own hands.
The firefighters at the scene decided it was in the best interest of the patient to have them transported immediately.
And thankfully, law enforcement said, hey, just throw him in our car, we'll take him. So our paramedic from Engine 31 jumped in the back of the police cruiser and they drove to the closest hospital.
In less than 10 minutes, the victim arrived at Mount Hood Medical Center. He was in critical condition as of Sunday afternoon, though Wright said he was expected to survive. Still, the incident is the latest to demonstrate the ambulance response crisis in Multnomah County.
Level 0 is a thing that was unheard of early in my career.
Level 0 is code for when there are patients in need, but no ambulance is available. And while it used to be rare, last year Multnomah County saw nearly 15,000 calls to 911 where no ambulances were available to respond. In Portland, patients have been transported by fire rigs, police cars, and in at least one case, a TriMet bus. This was a new one for Wright, though.
This is probably the first police transport I can think of for our agency.
Part of the problem lies with ambulance staffing requirements in Multnomah County. The county requires ambulances to be staffed by 2 paramedics, as opposed to other counties where ambulances have 1 paramedic and 1 EMT. City councils in both Portland and Gresham have passed resolutions calling for those requirements to be eased by the county. But so far, Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson has resisted those calls. She's blamed AMR for failing to staff its ambulances, and the county has fined the company more than $500,000. For its part, AMR says the strict county rules, along with a shortage of certified paramedics, have left them hamstrung. In the case of the Rockwood stabbing, Wright said officers do train for these types of scenarios, but under different circumstances.
And we have trained and prepared our officers for it, but it's always been in the context more of a major incident or disaster.
And Foster, he gave credit to the firefighters on the scene for helping to save the victim.
They made a decision within 5 minutes to transport, and it made a difference.
One suspect, identified by police as Miguel Contreras-Ye, was arrested on suspicion of assault, and police are still looking for several others. Cale Williams, KGW News.
Today marks the start of Teacher Appreciation Week. So this morning we're sharing some of the local teacher shout-outs you gave us through this post on our KGW Facebook page. First up, a viewer named Jody who says, Kathy Marvin Anderson was an amazing language arts teacher when she was in high school, and now she considers her a cherished colleague. So one teacher shouting out another this morning. One more this time around. We're going to hear from Jana, who says Wesley Mitchell deserves his own shout-out, saying he's an amazing teacher who has the energy to find fun and active ways to teach and inspire his students, all, of course, with the help of coffee.
Aw, we love our teachers. Hey, yeah, if you'd like to contribute to Teacher Appreciation Week, this post is up and you can have some good things to say about your teacher that you love. Okay, Chris, gosh, it has been raining a ton. I know the mountains have gotten snow too, and it's crazy.
There is a 12-foot base right now at Timberline. They picked up 10 inches of snow. I mean, it feels like rinse, wash, and repeat, right? 10 inches of snow in the last 24 hours.
It'd be nice if we got that in November. We seem to wait every year.
It would have been helpful.
And summer is in 6 weeks. What the heck?
I have actual summer-like warmth in my 7-day forecast. Okay. Stay tuned. First, the cold stuff, right? It is snowing at Timberline. They have a 147-inch base, and it will continue to snow. If you're traveling over the Cascade Passes, there will be on and off snow there. The snow level near 4,000 feet, maybe a smidge higher, but above that, it's going to be snowing on and off pretty heavily today. Here's a live look at Government Camp. There might be a little slush on the roadways there. This is just shy of 4,000 feet on Highway 26, but just be be aware of that. For the rest of us, it is rainy. We have numerous showers peppering the landscape here across southwest Washington and northwest Oregon this morning. As we zoom in a little bit, you see some of those yellow blobs indicative of the heavier showers. So you'll get a break, and then you'll get rained on, and you may get rained on really heavily today. That's pretty much the story of our Monday. Not only that, but as I fast forward futurecast in the afternoon, I'll stop the clock at 4 o'clock. You see these orange blobs? Don't get too fixated on where exactly you see those. Like here, north of Longview at 3:55, east of Tillamook at 3:55 today. That could happen anywhere west of the Cascades today. That is an indication of the unstable air aloft and the fact that we could have some rumbles of thunder and some small hail for a lot of us today. Fast forward into tomorrow, the shower activity is still with us, but they probably won't be as intense on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, that stuff clears on out of here, and we do an about face in our weather. But before we get to that, again, it's been a soggy start to May. We've already measured 2/3 of our normal monthly rainfall in the first 5 days, and we're likely to pick up at least another quarter, maybe a half an inch more between now and Tuesday. So a wet couple more days to deal with here. It's 50 and rainy at the airport right now, and Futurecast shows the temperature is really not going very far today. 55, maybe 56 here in Portland. Hold that thought. Maybe 56 in Portland today. And then I'm showing you this. 90s in May at PDX. It is possible in my 7-day forecast. And by the way, if you remember last year, we actually ripped off 5 90-degree days in the month of May. On average, PDX sees 1 90-degree day every 4 years or so. In the 82 years of record at the airport, 61 of them have not seen any 90s. As I'll show you the 7-day forecast, 89 on Friday is my number, 87 on Saturday. These both would be near record highs, by the way. So we have a very summer-like finish to our 7-day forecast, but a winter-like beginning. 56 with numerous showers and thunder showers possible today. Sun and showers tomorrow, 59. And then Wednesday's the day, Christine. That's when the sunshine returns and we go back onto full-on spring for one day, and then we're into summer beyond that.